Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Footballbets4u Podcast. So disrespectful. Episode
That's a good addition to the intro.
I think it's, I like it. Episode 6, lads, of season 4. This week I am joined by Paddy.
Episode 60. Sexy.
Stop. We're not joined by Paddy anymore. Paddy's gone.
He's just filling in for water. Someone has to say stupid stuff this week.
yeah.
And I am joined by Connor.
How's things?
Lads, we're going to be looking at the fixtures for this weekend.
Yeah, how's things?
How is things? Things
I asked you.
Yeah. Oh, things are good. Things are very good. I'm in a
hotel.
You getting free food.
Slots over.
You got a bedroom redecorated.
Yeah, look, I'm in a brand new room. I moved into a mansion.
You got shown out of the house.
300 or 400 bedrooms. Lads, we're looking at the fixtures for the weekend. We have a couple of questions that were sent in. We have the Burnley kits for this week's fashion show, Paddy. And then we are looking at a couple of bets that we have lined up for the weekend as well. So a good bit to get through, lads. I'm in work after this. I start at 11 p.m, so this one will be an hour and no longer. So, we're going to jump straight into it, lads, and we're going to go into...
Excellent.
The whatever it's called, the things where
The
we look
games.
at the matches.
The
games.
God damn it. Predictions.
Put it up again so we know what it is.
No, it's fine. That'll do. Lads, first game of the week, and what a game it is. 12:30 on Saturday, Chelsea and City. 13-8 for Chelsea. Massive price. 23-10 for the draw and 17-10 for City. Paddy, how do you see this one going? Do you see Chelsea being the dominant force that they've been so far this season and completely rolling over a City team that has never beaten Tuchel? Or do you just see it being boring?
Two teams struggling at the moment for form. It's I'm sorry, I'm just doing water on it. No shots from either team all season. It's a great game. It's going to be. I think City need to bounce back again after the result last week. Chelsea are just steamrolling everybody. I can't wait to see what happened to Chelsea when they get a bad result. How will they react to it? I think they'll be fine, to be quite honest with you, because I think the manager is very experienced. The players are very experienced. They're the ones to watch this season, and I'm gonna put my money on Chelsea for this weekend. I'm gonna say a tight one now. I don't think it's going to be a massively scoring affair, so I'm going to say Chelsea 1-0. I'm going to go for Lukaku.
Interesting. Connor, what you reckon? Just a quick one on Chelsea, obviously coming off an emphatic win against Spurs. Wasn't really expecting a 3-0 win.
Against Villa.
Against Villa on pens. But beating Spurs
the Spurs did play the Thursday night, and that's when it came into play the second half. They were just gone.
All right, we were just class. Connor, what do you think is going to happen in this one? Good price for Chelsea. Do you fancy that price at Chelsea, or do you think it's kind of against City? I don't think it's much value.
I mean, I think that's why the value is there, obviously, because who they're playing against. I can see this being one of the first games in the Prem where Pep might have to change his setup in order to compete. I think if City come out free flowing, which is obviously what they do well, and they put smaller teams to the sword. I think what Tuchel demonstrated against Liverpool when they went into 10 men is that they can soak that pressure up and counter-attack very quickly. So I can see Pep maybe changing his approach, and I think a great result for City. This would be a draw away from home, to be honest. Probably against the main contender to take the title off them, we'd say, early on anyway.
That'll be 7 points dropped already from the first 5 games.
And I don't think this is where City will look back and say they've lost 2 points they drop against here. They obviously lost their points drawn against Southampton, getting beaten by Spurs in the opening game of the season. That's where they look back and say, "Oh, we fucked up." I think a draw here is a great result for them. And I'd agree with Paddy. I can see it being a tight affair regardless of what way it goes. I'm gonna go 1-0 Chelsea. I can see them shutting City out, to be honest, the way they're playing at the back and how strong they have been defensively. And I'm going to say Alonso.
Oh, yeah. interesting start from Alonso. Like, he's been playing a lot more regularly than I thought he was going to be. Yeah, lads, I kind of agree with you there. I think Chelsea are really kind of impressive. Like, and like I know, like if there's anything I can if there's anything I can praise them on, I will jump on it. And this season, I'm like, there's so much to praise them on, and I'm just like, it's kind of nice just like hearing everyone else do it for a change, because I've always been saying that, and you've always been like, fuck off. And actually, that is all I needed was that.
You tell the story
managerial.
every week on the pod. You tell the
exact
same story every
and
week.
as why I'm going to get back to this as well. All I needed was the little managerial change for a manager that just had a little bit more experience.
Yeah, fuck Frank out. We said that all along. Get rid of Frank.
No. Look, he built a good foundation there, but it was like he almost took them as far as he could. He didn't have the experience to kind of get them that next step. Tuchel had it. Are we looking at the same thing with Ollie, though? And is Paddy just blinded by loyalty?
He's not asking me,
Ollie?
Paddy.
All right, I knew this was going to come up after last night.
It didn't last long.
The one silver lining for me as a supporter, and I think for the club, in us getting knocked out of the Carling Cup yesterday, was because I would hate to see Ole getting his job next season solely on winning the Carling Cup. I think it has to be a big trophy. So it needs to be a Premier League or a Champions League, or else he's out the door at the end of the season. Simple as that. Not because he's like loyal to him for the club and all, but he does really show his lack of tact experience in the big games. You know, when he needs to make changes during the games, like his forced 11 he puts out, and it's nearly like that's his all his cards are out there. He doesn't know how to do a plan B. Really, it's
doesn't know how to adapt to a situation
tactically. So again, I've been very loyal to him. Give him to the end of the season, Premier League, Champions League, at a minimum, or else out the door.
Grand. And we will be bringing this back up in...
not even the United game, it's the next
I was just going to say, we will be bringing this back up in about 2 minutes, because the next game that we're going to be looking at is United. So get ready for the second bit I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you the exact same thing, and I want the exact same answer. Yeah, lads, so look, I've been really impressed with Chelsea this season. I did say at the start of the season they were going to win Champions League. You may laugh, but when we see our predictions at the end of the season, I'm interested to see who kind of rated Chelsea highly and who didn't. I'm looking forward to seeing who's guessed what. Lads, I think Chelsea are going to win this one, and I think they're going to bash City, and I think it's going to be a 3-0 win for Chelsea. Don't think City are going to break us down. Struggle to score against whoever they played there during the week.
The 6 goals they scored against Wigan.
No, sorry, it was Saturday. Southampton, sorry.
Go on,
water.
Struggle to score those 6 goals.
I meant to say last weekend. Struggle to score against Southampton 0-0. So I think they're going to struggle to break down Chelsea, and I'm going to say Chelsea are going to win 3-0. Lads, we're moving on to...
They also didn't have a shot on target against Southampton, which is the first time in 3 years or something that they haven't had a shot on target.
And they brought in Jack Grealish into be fancy team. So what the fuck was that all about? Conor, we'll come to you first. Manchester United, Aston Villa. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
What did you make of United getting knocked out of the Carling Cup yourself? And I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Paddy there about Ollie. Do you think that maybe they do need that change to get them over to the next stage of their development, and they're kind of returned to kind of winning trophies and stuff like that? Like, do you think it's a managerial change they need now?
I wouldn't put it down to Paddy said I wouldn't put it down to the Carabao for something like that. And when you look at it now, when it's the first cup competition you can get knocked out of, and you get knocked out of it, you're like, fucking hell, it's not a great start. But when it gets into December, January, February, when you get into the quarterfinals and semi-finals of that competition, the last thing you want usually is more games. And I think that's where sides like City do well, because they have 22 players that they can rotate in and out. They generally go far in the Carabao Cup. I think they've been to 3 of the last 5 finals. I think it's been.
They haven't lost in 4 years in the Carabao Cup.
4 years. Okay, so 3 of the last 3 then. Anyway, and I think that's their squad depth allows them to do that, where they're playing players in there who like up until last year, Phil Foden would have been a regular in there for 2 seasons. And now obviously he's made his way into that kind of starting, we'll say 16, 15, where he rotates in. And then there's an opportunity for those younger players, the likes of Palmer to come in, who scored twice, I think he did against Wickham. And yeah, I don't know if it's maybe a bit early in the season, 'cause obviously United are still, they got a good win at the weekend against West Ham. I know they got beaten in the cup, but I'm sure they would have taken 3 points in the league over.
Best against West Ham, by the way. So I know we're gonna have Paddy jumping in here going, we should have had 2 penalties, but the only penalty that was given was West Ham.
What I'm going to say is, we are obviously not like all the new players that came in and all. They're still gelling. We're not on form, top form, as good as we can play. We've still to get Rashford back. So if this is us, joint top of the league, not playing well, good luck when we start hitting form.
I don't know. I don't think there's many more steps you're going to go Ollie there. That's the way I'm keep getting at this whole Ollie thing.
You don't think this team will gel more and they'll perform better as the season goes on?
I just think individually you still kind of might be found out if the tactics aren't correct with the likes of Maguire and Varane there. Like,
he's won a lot of the big games, say against City, Chelsea. You know, he's won a good few of them. You know, tactically against some of the top managers. Now, yeah, it gets highlighted because he's not winning trophies when they do slip up sometimes, when he does probably make a mistake. But he has won a lot of the big games and outwitted Pep. Like Pep, I don't think Pep has beaten him yet. I see.
So you could throw that at us, and I'm not going to me and Connor are definitely not going to argue that because we have no idea whether that's true or not. I'm sure Connor might fact check it in the background there, but
I might do a little bit. But I can't say about this thing about players gelling. Yeah, Ronaldo's obviously slotted in fairly well. And then you're looking at Varane, one of the best defenders. You mentioned he won World Cups. You mentioned he's won La Liga, Champions Leagues. Like, what you mentioned, Sancho wouldn't be a starter anyway. So what players have to gel into this?
Look at the difference Liverpool when Van Dijk came in, and it takes a small amount of time for not only
he came from Southampton.
Not only the defenders, a World Cup winner, but the players in front of the defenders to get more confident where they can push on and they know they're safe. Whereas Ollie kind of, when he had Lindelof and Maguire there, the 2 sitting midfielders would be like, right, we have to stay here to protect these because they're leaky. But like United's defence, that partnership between Maguire and Varane is going to only get stronger. The lot looked good last night. He looks good going forward. So like the defence, as the defence gets better, the front players will have more freedom, and I think that's. And then
I just think Rashford's going to
be a massive player when he comes back.
I just think there's going to be a massive divide between the attack and defense, and I think there's it's going to be tough. I think you're probably just going to have to outscore teams, and I know that's obviously we have to outscore them to win, but I mean in terms of for you to get results, you'll probably concede a lot of goals, but you'll probably try to score more than you've obviously conceded. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be. I don't think you're going to.
United's defense won't be that leaky. It won't be like that. It's not like we're not like a fucking Leeds or something like that.
But just the individual mistakes.
United will have a good defense.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I think Maguire might struggle a little bit, and I thought Varane was kind of shore him up a bit. But it's just seeing him, and he just seems like he's a little bit ropey at the back. But look, I do think I was saying it last year, like when it came to the end of the season last year, like they looked lost without Maguire. But now that Varane is there, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. Like, they should complement each other well, but to me, it just doesn't look like they have so far.
I think more than just Maguire. Like, everyone put it down to Maguire not playing, but I think Fernandes then was bollocks by the end of the season as well, and that was a big contributing factor as to why we played so bad coming to the end of the season. But,
yeah, it definitely was.
But going back to the weekend game, I think we'll get the win, even though Aston Villa had a great result against Everton. The weekend 3-0, really good result. Good result against Chelsea. So yeah, but I do think in Old Trafford we'll get the result, and probably I'm gonna say 2-0. I'm gonna say Ronaldo to score first because he's a machine. He's an absolute machine, and better than Messi because look at Messi at PSG. He's a joke, laughing stuff.
Well, look, I can't tell you. Connor, I think.
Only joking, by the way.
Tapping merchant. No, I agree. I think United back at home, I know obviously their away form is kind of what they've been running off of the last year and a half. We're back at home. Supporters obviously back a little bit more, so back fully now. And a point to prove after during the week. And obviously looking to keep on top. They know Chelsea or City are going to drop points, or both of them. So I think they see it as a chance to put more points between them and City, or to go ahead of Chelsea if Chelsea were to drop points. So I'm going to say United to win. I'm going to say 3-1. And I'm going to go with... I'm trying to think who I went with in my bet. So I'm going to say Greenwood, but I don't know if I picked him or not. So if you hear me say someone else later on... No, sorry. I'm going to go Fernandes. Because that's who I went with.
Okay. Yeah, I actually was going to go the same score as you. Connor was going to say 3-1. We do think 3-1, and I think Ronaldo will score. I think I will be captaining Ronaldo this week. It's a toss-up between Salah and Ronaldo, and I think Ronaldo, just with it being at home and kind of...
He didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't play, so he's well rested. So I think Ronaldo's probably the better option. Lads, we're moving on to the next one. Everton and Norwich, 3:00 on Saturday, 11-20 for Everton, 3-1 for the draw, and 5-1 for Norwich. Everton obviously coming off a poor loss against Villa. James Rodriguez apparently leaving, which is unbelievable. He hasn't played in front of a fucking Everton crowd. Paddy, what way do you see this one go?
Everton making a lawyer out of me last week. I was saying, oh yeah, they're doing very well under Rafa. I think it could be we all were, and then they get hammered by Aston Villa. And then they got knocked out of the cup as well, didn't they, on penalties?
Yeah.
QPR, yeah. So I think, who are they playing again? I'm sorry.
Norwich.
They're playing
Norwich. Oh, well, they'll get a win against Norwich.
It's on the screen.
See the big writing on the screen there, Paddy, in front of you there. That's
sorry. I'm looking at something else on the other screen, sorry. Yeah, no, Everton, will win this one because Norwich they just can't buy a win in the league. So gonna go for an Everton win, 2-0, and Richarlison score.
Okay, Connor. Yeah, I have to agree. Daniel Farke has the most consecutive losses in the Premier League history with 15. He's 15 losses in a row with Norwich.
But he has a very good voice, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. He's cracking. Yeah. He's got great hair as well with the slick back. Nothing against Daniel himself. He's just his team is poxy. And I don't see this being the place where they go to Goodison and pick up their first result in 16 games.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Everton, and I'm going to go 2-0, and I'm going to go Andros Townsend.
Nice one. Lads, I gotta go with 3-0 to Everton, and I'm gonna say Demarai Gray to score. No, I actually haven't. I'm actually gonna say Richarlison, because I do think Calvert-Lewin is injured.
Because Demarai Gray plays for Leicester, is it?
Exactly, yeah. So I got to say Richarlison, because I think he is going to kind of step in for DCL, as they like to call him, downloadable content. So yeah, I know. So yeah, so I said 3-0 Everton, and lads, I bought my first bottle of sparkling water today.
You're a
ever,
freak.
I think.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
I like it.
No, it's not. It's TV stack.
I like it.
It's TV stack.
Now, I've heard it completely rots your teeth, but I still am yet to Google that.
Sparkling water rots your teeth.
Apparently so. That's what I remember from a kid.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no sugar.
No, it turns you into a paedophile is what it does.
Oh, okay, right.
No, it doesn't work in drinking for years.
Right, lads, we're moving on from this and the paedophile talk. Lads,
my babysitting business has never been stronger.
Kids are always satisfied. 3:00 on Saturday, Leeds and West Ham. 7-4 for Leeds, 13-5 for the draw, and 11-8 for West Ham. Connor, what way did you see this one going? See goals in this one, do you?
You would say that, and then you see Leeds last night and how fucking bad they were against Fulham in the cup, and like a 0-0. You never thought you would see a fucking Leeds getting finished in 0-0 and going to pens. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I can see West Ham coming out firing. Antonio's back in the team after his suspension. I think that's huge for them. Him not being available last week was a big miss. So yeah, I'm going to back West Ham. I'm going to say 3-1 West Ham, and I'm going to go with Fornals.
Okay, Paddy, what way did you see it going?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they might actually cancel each other out, to be quite honest with you. Because West Ham now, they'll be up to get the win against after being beat by United last weekend. They need the points, and they'll be going for European football. Leeds need to get a few more points on the board. They'll have a bit of confidence.
They have none.
When they shoot out. What?
They have no points. According to War.
Oh yeah,
2 draws.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a draw here. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw. Is Antonio back?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Do you not listen to what I say at all, or what's the story?
Paddy does not pay attention on this podcast.
Paddy listens to this podcast less than people who don't listen to this podcast.
This is what's going to happen. This is going to be another little clipped thing, right? So we have Water's fuck ups, and then we have Paddy's fucking away with the fairy clips.
I spent 5 minutes talking about how Antonio is going to be fucking massive. He's back
and it's great for the team and all. Is Antonio
right, okay, I'm focusing now.
What game are we talking about?
I'm focusing now.
So you're saying what?
This is the problem of having multiple screens. I can do loads of stuff.
So how about you stop or you just focus on the podcast?
Well, now, sorry.
Who's your scorer, Paddy?
Antonio, I told you.
You asked me, was he back?
He's not available.
Hold on a sec, lads. Emergency here. Need to get my fucking charger in for the laptop. And we're back. Yeah, I think 2-2, lads, and I think Bamford is going to score. He hasn't scored. Hasn't been playing too well. Is he injured?
He's out. He's out injured
from this week.
This week's, yeah.
I don't know that, you big dope.
I was just about to say that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was just about to say he hasn't scored too many, so I am going to say 2-2 still. And I'm going to go with Rafinha to score because I think he scored last week, didn't he? Against Newcastle.
He did.
Yeah, so I think I'll stick with him to score again. Right, on to the next one, lads. Leicester and Burnley. Burnley, who we are going to be looking at their kits in a while. Ooh, some horrible kits, I must say. 3:00 on Saturday. Leicester and Burnley. 8-15 for Leicester. 16-5 for draw. And 5-1 for Burnley. Paddy, how do you see this one going?
Leicester looking for results. Bad result for them last weekend. Burnley ever just dogged. We'll see. I'm going to say, yeah, Leicester at home, though. We're going to give a Leicester win. Going to go 1-0 win to Leicester and Jamie Vardy to score.
Nice one. And Connor?
Yeah, how bad Leicester have been so far, and especially the Hyde and Brighton game from last week. You still have to look, Burnley still only have 1 point so far, and it was against Steve Heads. So not exactly flying themselves. Oh, sorry, it was against Leeds. They drew against fucking Newcastle in the cup. So not exactly flying themselves. I'm going to go Leicester 2-1, and I'm going to back Adama Luckman to score. He scored yesterday in the cup, so I think he went to the business. I think he might start.
Okay, I'm going to go 2-0 to Leicester, lads, and I'm going to go Mark Albrighton to score. I think he might pop up with a goal. Right, lads, we're going to just break for now, and we're going to move on to the part of the show that always causes a bit of controversy, and I'm just going to delay it here until I scramble and find out what I'm looking for, and that is the question section. As we have a couple of little questions sent in, won't be getting too mad. This one we'll start off with Sean Lucas. Martial to leave United, good or bad choice? Paddy, going to you, being a United fan, obviously. What would you make of this move if it was to happen?
Yeah, good. Very good. Seen again last night. He just doesn't want to take his chance. He's just, I don't know, no control of the ball. Just gets fed up halfway through the game when it's not going his way. Yeah, get rid of him. I think it could be a good signing for somebody else. Maybe he just needs a new start somewhere else, but he's not going to be a first team player really this season.
That's what I was going to say. Like, to me, it seems
players that can play up instead of him. So you'd go Ronaldo, Greenwood, and Rashford that can play. I bet you'd put in ahead of him.
Would you not consider him out left? No. I would say it's a good choice for everybody, for all parties, if he was to leave. I think a good choice for him to leave to start somewhere else. Good choice for United to get rid of him, because to be honest with you, he just seems like a cancer in the team for some reason. I don't know what it is. His attitude looks like it fucking stinks. So I would think it's a good move for everyone. What do you think on that?
I don't know if they could get the money they want from them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
This is the United's age-old problem. Like, I'd say in this summer they would have sold 5 or 6 players, but they just know their team will pay their wages.
Yeah.
So they're just stuck in the books until they run
their
out.
Wage. I was looking at their wage list as well. The wage list for United players is absolutely scandalous. Like, I know, like, we talk about like all the short sales and all, like, they don't get all that money, and it's not covering that cost. Like, it's absolutely outrageous money. Like,
yeah.
Connor, what do you reckon for Martial to leave United? Good choice for him, or?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it's a good thing for everyone involved. I can still see him doing a job at a top level club if he had either the manager who got the buy-in from him, or if he changed his attitude and he said, right, as you said, fresh start here, and I'm going to put the head down like he did for the first 8 or 9 months at United, when I knew when United were playing against Liverpool, if Martial was going to play on the left, Liverpool were going to have issues. Like, that was one of the things I didn't want to see, that matchup. Obviously, since then, they've gone into Rashford, and Trent was always a problem for Liverpool. I think Martial had that more goal scoring threat about him, because I think he wanted to be an out-and-out number 9. He wanted to be a goal scorer. He didn't want to run the line as much. I don't know if that was just a falling out where he didn't match the style and then said, you know what, fuck this, I'm just going to take money off the club until the contract runs out. I agree with Paddy though. No one's going to jump in. No one's going to snap United's hand off for him to pay 35, 40 million for him. It's not a good investment. They then pick up a bill of probably 170, 180k a week for the actual player himself. But I can see him going with a year, 6 months left in his contract to another top club on a reduced wage.
What country do you think would suit him the best?
France.
I think he'd do a job in the Prem if you wanted to stay in England.
Arsenal, maybe.
He looks like I was just going to say, he looks like a Spurs player to me. Him, Kane and Son. I don't know how you fit them into a team together, where you play 2 of them up top together, and you give him that position of a centre forward alongside Harry Kane.
Martial to Spurs, part exchange deal or something. I don't know.
You've heard it here first. Or does he come in as one of 2 replacements for Harry Kane and they play 2 up top instead? I don't know. I could see him fitting there, but like if he thinks that United was a fucking shit show for him and he just wants to get the fuck out of the country, well then it doesn't matter what club want him. He's gonna fuck off. And as Paddy says, probably France would suit him to slot into a team. I don't think he's gonna get into a PSG team. So if you don't get into a PSG team, why would you want to go to France? In my head.
Yeah. What do you think, Colin?
Yeah, sorry, my internet's fucking slowing down. Sorry, my internet's slowing down a little bit there, lad. So just rock on if I drop out. Just a comment in there from Abran. His attitude lets him down. Could be an unbelievable striker, but doesn't seem arse most of the time. Always walking around sulking with his head down. Yeah, even when he comes off from the bench and stuff like that, he always just looks like he's not interested. He always just looks like he's fed up. He almost seems like he's too good to come off.
This started when he was playing on the left and he wanted to come in through the middle. And then when he started being put back out on the left, he'd sulk, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah. I think if he was to leave, I think it's good for all parties, regardless of kind of wages and stuff like that. I think it would be a better move for him to get out of there and someone else to come, because I think it could be good for somebody else. We'll move on to the next question, lads, and it is regarding Messi. No,
not Messi. No,
I'd rather not have him just for the attitude.
Yeah. If his toxicity was there,
that attitude in.
If his toxicity was there, he wouldn't be a club player regardless. Anyway, but if you squared off, like I'd love to see his ability at Liverpool. 100%.
Yeah. Message or a question in from Dara3476. Do you think Messi is going for his 7th Ballon d'Or after the Copa America win? I suppose I think he's favourite at the moment to win it. I know there was always this thing of Ronaldo has done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Ronaldo has done it all at international level and all. Like I suppose that's the equivalent of the Euros for Messi. So
yeah, but he's done nothing at club level. He's done nothing at club level really in the last while.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about in general, like in his whole season, in his career. I was like, sorry,
No,
what?
but no, in recent times, even with Barcelona before he left. Now I know it was a poor Barcelona team he was in, but yeah, that he has won fuck all with them, and then he's gone to PSG, and it's not really setting the world alight there either, and he's getting the Ballon d'Or. Like,
look, I don't know. I just think who else would be in the running for it?
I'm backing my boy Robert Lewandowski for that.
N'Golo Kante. Or Lewandowski, yeah.
I think Kante. Lewandowski, yeah. I genuinely think Kante, and I only think Lewandowski is because he should have got it last year, and he didn't get it last year because he didn't do it. That's the only reason I'd say Lewandowski.
The man has scored 25 goals in his last 25 games for club and country. Yeah. There's not much more you can do.
But what about the whole thing of Jorginho getting it? It's very similar to the Modric situation at Croatia. Like.
I mean, I think he has a better chance than Kante for it, purely because I know the Ballon d'Or is looked on from an international point of view as well. And France not having a great run doesn't exactly help him. Lewandowski gets away with it because he's from a shit country. I think that's where like Modric got away with it a little bit because Croatia went so far in the World Cup. That's why
dragging them along.
Yeah, exactly. He was the one-man band. But that's why Jorginho could be a shout. He had the Champions League. He obviously won the Euros. He was player of the tournament. Like, there's a lot of things going for him. I just don't think his club form carried him since they've come back and before that, as well as some of the other club players.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like he was playing regularly for Chelsea before the Euros, before leading up to the Champions League and stuff like that. But it was still probably like 7.5 out of 10 performances.
Yeah, he wasn't standout. Yeah, the amount of times I've seen in the WhatsApp and you were like, get Jorginho off the pitch because he can't pass the ball.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Like, and sometimes he can put you under a lot of pressure. Like,
and now he wants to win the Ballon d'Or. Typical Chelsea fan.
Well, I didn't say he was going to. I would much prefer Kante, but I'd say Jorginho's back is pretty sore with all them medals around his neck. Oh, classic. Yeah, lads. So what do you think? Do you think Messi will get it or no?
I am going to back Lewandowski, so I'm going to say no.
Okay. Paddy?
He could get it because of the Copa America, but I hope he doesn't because I don't think he deserves it this time.
And Ballon d'Or is voted by every footballer in the top division of every FIFA country in the world. So I voted on Ballon d'Or before. We just put down fucking stupid things like, I think who we put in? Seamus Coleman, I think we put in to win it. So like, it could be absolute donuts voting on it as well. So that's why I was always seeing it like a popularity vote more than anything about people who wanted to, from stupid countries like Ireland or Estonia or stuff, putting in.
That would probably favour Messi though, wouldn't it? Then.
I don't know.
I think it would.
People throwing in the Ronaldo vote because they're United supporters,
fanboys. Right, lads. That answers that question. We're going on to our last question here, lads, and it's from an anonymous person who wanted to remain anonymous. Let's call him Clittle. And the question was, didn't there used to be a guy called Melon? Where's he gone? There did used to be a guy called Melon.
Melon has taken part in his own Copa America. That's all I'll say.
Melon is now...
He's gone for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, Melon is now Copa America player. Is that what we say?
He signed with who can we say? San Paulo, Corinthians.
Yeah, Corinthians.
So Melon is apparently... What was the team that was on the plane crash?
Oh, fucking...
Chapo Wednesday? Or no, doesn't matter. He's with them.
No, it doesn't matter. Oh, I can't get it. That's going to bug me. I'm going to actually have to look that up. Anyway, Melon has promised us a grand return for next week. I had a video done out, and I'm not going to put it up here, but I made a video for his return.
Thank God, a Liverpool fan that'll buy.
He's all over it. Paddy, he's been training for the last while, so his training finishes this week. His training is now on Wednesday. He's back next Thursday.
He's very fit now. Right, lads, we're going to move off the question section, and we're going back on to the predictions, lads. So... Right. Back on to the next one, lads. Watford and Newcastle 13-10 for Watford, 23-10 for the draw, and 21-10 for Newcastle. Paddy, what way do you see this one going? Obviously, Watford beating Norwich last week 3-1. Was it a shock? Maybe not. Norwich have
not really.
Poor,
no.
But, good result. Newcastle drawing 1-0 with Leeds. How do you see this one going between them?
Yeah, Newcastle as well, struggling to get a win. Watford at home. I'm going to say, again, this is not one of those fancy games, so I'm going to say Watford win. Going to go for... then again, I'm thinking... Yeah, Watford win. I'm going to go 1-0, and I'm going to go with Joshua King to score.
Alrighty. Connor?
Yeah, they're down there with two of the worst sides in the league, I think, at the moment anyway. Watford, as you said, good win. Some actually not bad football played as well. Again, I know it was against Norwich, so we can fucking almost disregard it, I'd say. But I think Watford just have enough firepower to beat Newcastle. I'm going to say 2-1 Watford, and I'm going to go with Ismail Sarr.
Yeah, I was going, what did I do on my bet? Draw. I went with a 1-1 draw. I'm going to say maximum to score, because I think he's been fucking quality. I think he's way too good for that team. I've seen a clip of him in training. I don't know if any of us came across it on TikTok, where he's training with the Newcastle team, and he has the ball and he's running past the player, and everyone's like, fucking pass it. And he goes running by about 4 players and buries the bottom corner. You just hear him going, oh, what a goal. Because I was just getting absolute dog's abuse from him, and then fucking he's just like, oh, what a goal. But he looked like he's just head and shoulders above everyone else. So I'm going to say 1-1 on this one. I'm going to say maximum to score. Right, we'll move on to the next one. Brentford and Liverpool, lads, 5:30 on Saturday, 6-1. Oh, this is the game that we could be going to the pub for, Connor. Paddy, you're welcome to join us if you'd like. 6-1. Up the pub. 6-1 for Brentford, 7-2 for the draw, and 4-9 for Liverpool. Not a bad price for Liverpool, Connor. What do you reckon?
I think it's still a little bit short just to put them in for the sake of putting them in, but it's not bad if you're going to put it into a 6 or 7 fold. I know Brentford scored 7 goals there on Tuesday night, so I know it was only against like
Russ or whatever his name is scored 4.
Yeah, whoever that bloke is.
Yeah, never heard of him.
Yeah, never heard of him before. But he scored 4 goals against Oldham, I think it was. So that was it. Yeah, it was Oldham. So a bit of me wants Brentford to win. So Mellon comes on next week, and Paddy absolutely gets him hook, line, and sinker with the clock out. And he's going to be straight in. That's going to be one of those.
He won't be on again for another 6 months.
Yeah, he'll be going back crying to Manuela. But no, Liverpool in good form. Cup during the week. Couldn't fault the young lads who started. New youngest player, well, 4th youngest player to play for Liverpool ever, 16. Lucky against Palace, the first half last week. Palace bounced him off the wall. Young lad Kanate didn't have a great start. I think he still needs time just to settle in. I don't think he's going to feature too much going forward. But a clean sheet at the end of the day and some nice goals. So I'm going to back Liverpool. I'm going to back them to keep another clean sheet, and I'm going to say 2-0. And I'm going to go with Taki Minamino from his cup heroics against Norwich on Tuesday.
Paddy, what do you think?
Liverpool, great performance last week. Whatever about the results, I was watching the match and they played really well. So I don't see Brentford having a chance really, even though they haven't been too bad as a team that have come up. A couple of good results, but this is against a really, really good Liverpool team. I'm going to go for Liverpool, probably 3-0 again, and I'm going to go for Salah, the score first.
Oh, interesting. I've probably frozen on the screen there, lads. I think the internet is failing a bit here, but all right.
You actually look great, to be honest.
I'm going fair enough.
Thanks, I'll take it.
The internet must be bad, buddy. That's all.
Lads, I'm in the same boat. I think Liverpool are going to be too much for Brentford. I don't think Brentford are going to be walkovers this season. Like they're kind of defending pretty well. So I'm going to say a tight enough game. I'm going to say 2-1 to Liverpool. And I'm going to say Mo Salah to score because he's been banging them in all season. So, lads, we'll move on. Southampton and Wolves, 2 o'clock on Sunday. 13-8 for Southampton, 9-4 for the draw, and 17-10 for Wolves. Connor, what way do you see this one going?
Southampton drawn 5 of the last 5 games. I can't really look past a 1-1 draw. I'm going to be straight out 1-1 draw, and I'm going to back Che Adams to score.
Okay, Paddy?
Yeah, I'd agree. Only for Wolves seem to be so inconsistent in their result. Like they've been playing well in some games, but they just find it very hard to hit the back of the net. I'm going to go for a slim Southampton win. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win because they got the result against City last week, which was a great result that they had, and Che Adams to score.
Nice one. Yeah, I've gone with a 1-1 draw as well, lads. There's a player for Wolves. I think his name is like Huang or something like that. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think he's like a Japanese player. I don't know if they've just signed him or not. But
they signed him during the summer. They signed him in August.
He looks very good. I have to admit, I was watching him play there during the week. I think it was the early game or the 3 o'clock game against Brentford, and he was very good. He looked very threatening going forward. So I'm expecting him to kind of get a few goals this season. So I am going to say 1-1, and I am going to go with him to score. So
who? Sorry, who's going to score?
Huang.
Is he mates with Cock, is he?
Yeah, him and Cock got back. Right, lads, we're moving on to the next one. Actually, probably one of the games of the week.
Weekend
relegation battle. 4:30 on Sunday, Arsenal and Tottenham. 13-10 for Arsenal, 9-4 for the draw, and 21-10 for Tottenham. Paddy, what way do you see this one going? Obviously, being a North London derby, they're usually decent enough matches, I suppose, between these two teams.
Yeah, we were all saying, well, I was saying last week, and anyway, I thought Arsenal were going to get beaten by Burnley, but they got a result away in Burnley, which was surprising considering Arsenal.
I don't think I said that. I think I said Arsenal to win. Just saying.
I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, but Burnley, they beat Burnley. They didn't get bullied. Tottenham, great result at the start of the season against City. And then last weekend, they just got smashed in the second half. It's really hard one to call. I wouldn't stick it in an accumulator anyway because I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Harry Kane to score first because he scored there last night.
Yeah, it was actually a good finish, good run through the middle and finish. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Paddy said Spurs started so well. Arsenal started so badly, and in the last 2 games, Arsenal have 2 wins and Spurs have 2 losses. So, and it's not exactly North London derbies have never been really easy to call. Well, over the last 3 or 4 years, they haven't been anyway. With Arsenal's decline and Spurs kind of rise into the top 6, so it's probably one of the harder ones to call. I am going to back form at the moment. I know they've only played Norwich and Burnley, but I did think Arsenal looked more convincing last week than they have anyway previously. They looked shaky against Norwich. They probably didn't deserve to beat Norwich, but they were well worth their 1-0 against Burnley. It should have been more. So I'm going to back Arsenal to win 2-1, and I'm going to say Odegaard purely for dead ball.
Okay. Yeah, I think you called him last week or the week before to score, and I think he scored.
Scored last week against Burnley.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a draw, lads. That's what I've gone with on my bet. So I am saying a 1-1 draw, and I am gonna go with Aubameyang to score. I think he might just pull one out of the bag. So 1-0. Lads, we're moving on to the last game of the week. Palace and Brighton, Monday Night Football, 8 o'clock. If you have plans, don't cancel them. 19-10 for Palace, 11-5 for the draw, and 6-4 for Brighton. Connor, what way do you see this one going?
I think this is going to be one of the tastiest games of the weekend.
Right.
Purely because of obviously 2 weeks ago, how well Palace played against Spurs, how well they started against Liverpool last week. They probably should have had 1 or 2 penalties. They were definitely questionable at least, and how they flew out of the gates. And the points that Brighton have picked up so far this season as well, like they're not sitting third or fourth, I think it is. They're only 1 point off the top anyway, and they're there for a reason. I know they've put a lot of the lower teams to the sword, but so convincing against Leicester last week. Solid at the back. We said it last week, but Shane Duffy seems to be back in looking like a Premier League centre half and not looking like a fucking League One centre half who was shipped out on loan to Scotland because there was no other place for them. And both sides are conceding goals. Both sides are scoring goals. So I'm going to go, I think Brighton have enough to beat Palace on this, and I'm going to say 3-2 Brighton, and I'm going to go Neil Maupay.
Okay. Paddy, what do you think?
I'm going to go for, I'm going to agree with Connor because I wasn't listening to him and say 0-0. No, yeah, I'm going to go 0-0. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say, this is one I actually forgot about and didn't put it in my bet, so I'm going off the fucking cuff here. What do I really think? I'm going to say Palace are going to nick this one, lads. I'm going to say 2-1, and I'm going to say Zaha to score. They're due a fucking win, aren't they? Surely, like...
2 weeks ago.
Don't know. Yeah, we don't know whether Vieira's going to last too much longer there. Like, I don't know, though. He's at one of them clubs where it's like it's his first kind of prem job.
I think we had said this, I think, when he was appointed, and it's literally he knows the job. His job is to stay in the Premiership, and he's only there to get exposure. Like, he's doing his press conferences, he's speaking to the media, he's getting his face out there. He's trying to play attractive football, so when Palace eventually do get relegated, if it's at the end of this season or next season, he can say, do you know what, see you later, because Everton need a manager, or
exactly,
one of those kind of 6 to 10 teams. West Ham need a manager, or Leicester need a manager, or whatever it is.
Vieira's a nice name to have in there, isn't he?
Yeah, well, it's synonymous in the Premiership with the Invincibles. So, like, it's always nice to have someone who is the equivalent of Roy Keane, who did the punditry bit. He had a little bit of bite and tenacity about him, but now also has good history of managing in the Premiership.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting one to watch. It'd be good to see how his kind of managerial career develops.
Look at Ollie went from Cardiff to United, so Vieira could end up as the next Arsenal manager. I'm not saying that in a real way. I'm just saying
Real Madrid.
No, but I think Vieira could take over from Arteta if Arteta was to get the bullet. He's keeping himself in the loop so he can step into the Arsenal job.
It's actually not a bad shout, is it? Like, well, although they'd probably want a little bit more experience there, wouldn't they? If they're going to get rid of Arteta, they'd probably want a little bit more experience. Because you're getting rid of someone who worked so long under Pep that you would think his knowledge is pretty good. Like,
but the way they covered it up the last time was, if you bring back a club legend with no managerial experience, it's cheaper, but the fans still think they're getting more. Vieira comes in at less of a price than Ancelotti or Allegri or other managers who are linked with the Arsenal job, but he still holds the same stature because people relate to him as a player. So it's like the win-win for the owners. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. Right, lads, that's all we have time for on the fixtures because there is no more fixtures to run through. Lads, we're going to move on to the next section of the show, which is...
Look, I swear to God, this is like... I haven't had this feeling in years. It's like when I went to school years ago and there was a subject I used to hate going to. And I have to sit through this shit now for the next fucking 5 minutes.
You love it, and you know you love it. Right, lads, we are looking at Burnley's kit this week. Do I put the little graphic on the screen?
I'll get a fresh drink for the fashion show. Sorry.
Does that get in the way, does it, when I bring it up? Let's have a look. So for anyone that's listening on Spotify, change to YouTube right now. Right, lads, we're looking at the home kit for Burnley right here. Connor, initial thoughts on this kit?
I mean, I think we spoke before we started and we said you should never spread your X.
Yeah.
So that automatically loses points.
Yeah.
The sponsor
10,
is
I like that
dreadful.
one. 10, I give it 10.
The sponsor is dreadful.
Awful.
Another Umbro kit. I know how it fits. I like the sleeves. The sleeves are probably my favorite part on it.
Are you a fan of the Astro on the side? A good
I mean,
Astro top, maybe.
I do love Astro, so
Yeah.
I'm not too upset about that. But it's like, other than that, it's quite simple. It's what you expect from a claret and blue team, I suppose. So I'm going to go with not the worst jersey. I'm going to 6.1.
Okay. Paddy, what do you think?
It's shit. This section is shit. The jersey is shit.
Only when we're talking about United.
This fucking section is going to make me think the podcast is shit. Look, I can see the viewer figures.
The podcast is shit.
Drop.
The podcast isn't shit.
Your shit.
So what are you thinking?
I don't like the blue arms. Right, I'm going to get into this now. I don't like the blue arms. There's way too much going on.
That's the best bit.
Blue arms?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan of the blue
not
arms.
on that jersey. Not with that body. No, not at all.
But their colours are claret and blue.
I don't like the way it runs into this, though. I don't like that. It's very...
Yeah, but go plain blue then. Just the light blue or something, or the dark blue. Not that fucking
He's
shit.
fucking... We've got him.
It's like a tea
He
towel.
loves it. He secretly loves it.
Yeah.
He secretly
Go
loves
to
this.
light blue, not like this.
3.4.
That's a light blue.
Yeah.
3.1.
Look for more teal.
I want more sparkles. I like it. I like it for like a claret and blue jersey. It's not the worst one I've seen. I'd say like Connor. I think you might have lowballed it a little bit. I'm gonna go 6.8.
No, but the only reason I said it is because we had Villa's one. I thought Villa's one was better, and it's a claret and blue jersey. So I'm directly comparing them.
Right, fair enough. Right, so that is that one. So give me a second. We'll pull up the away kit.
You have to audibly yawn as well, Paddy. It's a little bit rude.
I didn't audibly. Oh, I will now though.
But
We heard
you know
you.
what? Burnley made this so awkward for me to get pictures because for some reason you can't copy their pictures and save their images on the fucking shop. So fuck you, Burnley. Paddy, what do you think of this one? Do you like this? Does this tickle your fancy a little bit more, or
No,
Why
even
not?
the way it's displayed in the photo, it looks like it's just on a table, ready to be eaten off of.
it's a nice table? Though.
I do like the whole spread X thing though. That was funny. So for that alone, I'll give them a 4.5.
I mean, the other jersey had that as well, but you gave that a 3.1. So I don't know what they're basing these things
Yeah, the
on.
colours are. This is a bit better.
It's the same colours.
It's a solid blue. It's a solid blue.
Okay.
He's a bigger fan of this blue. Connor,
No,
thoughts?
it's epoxy jersey. I love an away jersey that changes the club crest. They haven't changed the club crest. It looks like it just stands out and looks stupid. Don't like the blue stripes against the white background, against the claret logo, and against like the white in the inside.
Looks
of
like
it.
a really
So
old Man City jersey.
it looks like it's just cobbled together. Like, oh, we have stripes left over. Fuck the stripes on it. Just throwing shit at this jersey, like
A lot of stripes just hanging up in the fucking in the room.
yeah. We put them on it and see what happens. Like they had a 12 o'clock deadline to meet, and it was 11:58. Like, I'm gonna go 3.2.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of this jersey. I don't like it at all.
And three for me. Three for me means it keeps the rain off your back, so it has like an extra 2 points.
Yeah,
Is it waterproof?
I'm in that type of range. I'm gonna
Just
go
covers you.
like a 3.4 on this one because I'm not a fan of this one at all. Right, well, we'll look at their third kit here.
Jesus Christ!
Big fan of this one though.
This one is flames, Paddy. I like this one.
Oh, Paddy, all about that one. It looks like a little Graham Lawler body in it.
I was just gonna say.
Paddy, what do you think of this one?
I don't know, the whole saying there it's a little Graham Lawler body. I don't know, that kind of threw me off. It's a bit odd.
I'm just asking about the jersey, not the body. He's got big arms.
Yeah, no, nice jersey.
looks
I'll
a
go for 6.8. There we go.
Connor?
I'm all over this. Like, I didn't even know this was obviously like a thing, because third jerseys don't usually get released. They're just there for sales, really.
Could actually spread your X because this jersey.
I would consider. I'm not going to say it because that'll get clipped. But I would consider getting this jersey. Obviously, if it wasn't a Premier League team, which I'm not going to do. They changed the crest, like I said, to match the actual team of the jersey. I like the gold trim. Gold trim and navy is class. A little bit of red through it, keeping the club colours. Love it. I think this is one of my favourite jerseys so far that we've looked at. And I'm going to go...
Have you got that league table ready, Collie? Sorry.
Next week that'll be coming up because next week is Chelsea.
8.6.
Ooh, big score. Yeah, I'm not far off, Connor. I think I'm in the same boat. One of my favorite jerseys I've looked at. I like the gold trim with the kind of navy background on it. I like the way they've got navy in the background rather than their usual blue and kind of yellowy color or whatever they have. Like the neck, big fan. I'm gonna go 8.3 on this one. Big fan of this one.
Good job, Burnley. Make that your second. Make that your away kit.
Yeah,
make the better one.
Make that your fucking home kit. That should be worn all the time. Whoever designed this jersey deserves a raise because I really like that one.
Because it gave me one.
Yeah, that's the end of the fashion show.
Yay.
We're going to move on to the final part of the show. Yeah, thanks for the applause there, Connor. Was very fitting for that. Fitting. Right, we're going to move into the last part of the show, which is the bets. So, Connor, you've done a few bets for me, haven't you? Paddy, you haven't got any done up this week.
No, not this week. Sorry, man.
Okay. So Connor, what have you got for me?
I've got because we spoke about it last week, I've got a League of Ireland treble.
Oh, hello.
I've got a 7-goal scorer. I've got a 2001 treble, if you can get them, which I did, and then a 4-fold from the Prem and a 6-fold.
Right. Well, do you want to give me your? Do you want to give me your treble for fucking $25,000 million?
Yeah. Okay. So it's only 3 bets. €2 will pay you back €3,911. So it's a guarantee. There's only 3 things that can happen in this.
Yeah. I don't see any
plane hits the match. Plane flies to the stadium and crashes.
I have for United and Villa, I have United to score in both halves and Manchester United 4+ corners in each half. That alone is 12-1. Everton Norwich, I have Everton to score in both halves and Everton 4 or more corners in each half. That's 12-1. And then Leicester Burnley, I have Leicester to score in both halves and Leicester 4+ corners in each half. That's 10-1. So all in all, it's just under 2,000-1.
Nice one. Do you want to run through your bets, or will I throw mine up? We'll go back and forward.
I'll give you 2 more here. I had a Friday night treble for the League of Ireland. So I've done Bows to beat Finn Harps and both teams to score, Derry to beat Longford and both teams to score, and Waterford to beat Drogheda and both teams to score. And a 5 will pay you back 400 blips.
That's a nice one.
And then I have a 4-fold from the Prem, a 5 for 130 quid. Everton to beat Norwich, West Ham to beat Leeds, Newcastle to beat Watford, and Arsenal to beat Spurs.
Yeah, what's that payback?
That pays back. Oh, I'll just close it. 130 on 5.
Nice one. Right, I'll just pull up the screen, I suppose, for my one. So this is my predictions I've done. Again, you can see 10 matches, 9-fold. Forgot about that Monday Night Football. So I've done Chelsea to beat City. I've done United to win, Everton to win, Leeds and West Ham to draw, Leicester to beat Burnley, Watford and Newcastle to draw, Liverpool to beat Brentford, Wolves and Southampton to draw, and Arsenal and Tottenham to draw. So I'll give you my next one, which is the 10 to 1,000 challenge. So I'll try a tenner on a 4-fold. So I've done United to beat Villa. I've done Paderborn to beat Holstein Kiel.
Top of the league, apparently they are, aren't they?
Paderborn, top of the league, as we were talking about earlier on today, and massive price at evens. Holstein, Kiel, I don't know how I'm saying that. I think they're like 14th or something like that. Can't remember. Zenit to beat, oh Jesus, Samara, and then Everton to beat Norwich. I'm gonna run through the next one because it's an absolute fucking monster of a bit. 24 lads. €2
one. I'll get you 8,000. Right, I'll be back.
What?
I'm gonna go for the sleep, and I'll be back in 8 hours.
I've pretty much done every match that's available to bet on this weekend. So £2 will get you back €8,200 and 19 cents. I'm already being offered 42% profit. So look, I could just cash out now and walk away a winner. United to beat Villa, Atletico Madrid to beat Deportivo Alaves, Everton to beat Norwich, Stoke to beat Hull, Rotherham to beat Crewe, Leyton Orient to beat Mansfield, Notts County to beat Altrincham, Hearts to beat Livingston, Inverness to beat Queen of the South, Sevilla to beat Espanyol, Liverpool to beat Brentford, Dortmund to beat Mönchengladbach, Benfica to beat Victoria Guimarães, Feyenoord to beat NEC, and then on the Sunday's games, I've gone Juventus to beat Sampdoria, Celtic to beat Dundee, Barcelona to beat Levante, Galatasaray to beat Göztepe, Sociedad to beat Elche, and Napoli to beat Cagliari. So,
what was the sixth one there?
Fuck off.
How do we all know you didn't listen to any of them, not just the sixth one?
If anyone is listening to this on Spotify and wants to do that bet, go to YouTube, because you might have to go back a minute to listen to the fucking start of that bet. 20-fold, lads. I've won a 17-fold before, not a 20-fold. Connor, what else have you got there?
I've got a 9-fold, and then my big one. My big one.
Your big biggie one.
My big biggie one. So my 9-fold pays back at 300 to 1. So just under £600 for the €2. I've done Bournemouth to beat Luton, Fulham to beat Bristol, Sheffield United to beat Derby, Ipswich to beat Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth to beat Doncaster, Sunderland to beat Bolton, Forest Green to beat Tranmere, Salford to beat Northampton, and Swindon to beat Colchester.
What's that return, sorry?
That returns €595 from €2, so just under 300 to 1.
Nice one. Do you want to give us your last one? Do you have one more, do you?
Yeah. I've got 7
goal scorer one, is it?
7 goal scorers from Saturday. Anytime goal scorers. €2 will pay back €15,233.40.
Love it.
So just 7,500 to 1 or so. Like easy money.
Like a tenner.
Chelsea versus City. Jorginho anytime. Over for a pen or something.
Yeah, that's a pen. Well, Lukaku could be pen taker now, is he?
Not after like a little cheeky.
Shouldn't be.
90th minute and then slide the ball home. I must have been drunk doing this last night. United Villa. United against Villa. I've got Jesse Lingard anytime. Go on, Jesse. Everton Norwich. I've got Damari Gray.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's mad because he plays for Leicester.
He's playing for Leicester. Like.
Yeah.
So strange.
Leeds, West Ham. I've got Rafinha.
There you go.
Leicester, Burnley. I have Ademola Lookman. He scored last night.
Gray, no?
Handsome. No, not Damari Gray. Watford, Newcastle. I've got Alan St. Maximan.
Loving it.
And Brentford and Liverpool. I have Taki Minamino.
Right. That's why it's 15,000 to 1.
Yeah, it makes sense now looking at it.
Yeah. Right, I'll pull up the screen again there. I think I have 2 more bets to throw out. So I've gone with, have I given that one out? No. So this one is a fucking 12-fold. Sorry, didn't need the course there. A fiver.
Fucking 12-fold.
A fiver will get you back. Let me just take that off the screen there because that's blocking your lovely face. A fiver will get you back €2,231.54. So I've gone with United to beat Villa. I've gone with Atletico. Fucking hell.
That's Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
Atletico Madrid to beat Alaves. I've gone with AC Milan to beat Spezia. I've gone with Everton to beat Norwich. Bournemouth to beat Luton. Plymouth to beat Doncaster. Forest Green to beat Tranmere. Leyton Orient, who are 5-4, great price against Mansfield, who have lost like their last 6 in a row or something. So Leyton Orient to beat them. Rochdale to beat Oldham. Inter to beat Atalanta. Sevilla to beat Espanyol. And Real Madrid to beat Villarreal. I don't think that's too bad of a bet there. A fiver will get you back 2,200, so it's probably worth a fiver. Anybody's watching it, throw a fucking fiver on it. The second last one that I have is a Euro on 7 teams to both teams score and win. So I've done Leicester to win, both teams score. Bournemouth to win, both teams score. Plymouth to win, both teams score. Forest Green to win, both teams score. Walsall and Bristol, both teams score and draw. And Notts County to win, both teams score, and Real Madrid to win, both teams score. And then the last one, the usual bets, but I've done 5 this week because I felt like a greedy cunt this week. I've done Watford Newcastle to draw. I've done Blackburn Cardiff to draw, Cambridge Fleetwood to draw, Valencia and Atletico Bilbao to draw, and Genoa and Verona to draw. So €2 will get you back €724.80. Right, lads, that's all we have time for this week. It's been emotional. We will be back same time next week. I won't be in a hotel room. For anyone that's watching or listening or did watch and listen or whatever you want to say, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Instagram.
Talking to you,
Paddy again. Make sure you make sure you follow. You add me as a friend on Facebook. Don't really. Paddy, you obviously have your own podcast. We're still awaiting another episode. Paddy, have you any like sneak previews or any like
no? It's on hold
news?
it's on hold for a month.
Ooh, you're working on something big, obviously.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah.
Right, so look, lads, we're going to end it there. Nice of her coming on, Paddy. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks. I was tired tonight. Sorry, poor performance, I have to say. So.
Yeah, you don't usually apologize for your poor performances, so
drifted off. Yeah. She usually just get up and walk out of the room.
Yeah.
Right, lads, we're gonna leave it there. We'll see everybody at the same time next week.